Thank you, Hillary. This is very exciting. I'm here tonight with Krisanthi Pappas, who I met back in 2008 at the Boston Amateur Cabaret Association, or BACA. And at the time, they had a showcase, and I came on with three love songs that I wrote. And I saw her on stage, and she was amazing back then, of course, and even way before that. And she plays classic soft rock and jazz, swing, and her original adult contemporary. I'm not sure how to categorize her for my webpage, but and she plays throughout New England, New York City, the Caribbean or Caribbean, depending how you say that, and most recently in Greece. We'll have to learn more about that. And she's in this recent film with called the Sony Pictures film called Whitney Houston, I Want to Dance with Somebody, playing the role of Ricky Minor's keyboard player in Whitney's band. Very exciting. You got to watch that. Her contemporary singles hit called Hug a Million Times was named a pandemic recovery anthem. We're going to listen to that tonight. Reached number 9 on the world indie charts in 2021, as well as placing in the Cashbox Top 100. You can hear Krisanthi's voice in her original music and lyrics on recent and past episodes. And I didn't know this. I wish I'd known earlier. I'm going to listen for them. Parenthood, The Mindy Project, Once Upon a Time, One Life to Live, just to name a few. And her music and singing in films include I Dream Too Much, Happygram, Green River, Tying the Knot. And tonight we're also going to talk about her new musical coming up. Very exciting. So Krisanthi, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Really pleased that you're here.
Thank you. My gosh, what an introduction.
Oh my God. How did you gotta tell me a little bit of how, I mean, you seem like such a natural, and you are so active. I mean, later we'll see on your website, my God, you performed in a million places and do all this wonderful work. When did you start? When did music even become an obvious thing for you? Do you remember as a little kid how music somehow affected you in a way that maybe the rest of us, we just weren't moved by it? What was your first memory of music as a kid?
Thank you for having me, first of all.
Oh, my pleasure.
My first memory, well, the first time I remember music moving me, which I hadn't thought of that until you just asked the question, was we had a dog that we had to get rid of because he attacked the male person. Anyway, he ended
By
up
that you mean put down? You actually had to put him down?
No, we just had to give him away, and we gave him to the police, and he ended up becoming a police dog, a canine dog. And anyway, I was really little. I think I was about 6 years old at the time. And so I remember writing a song about my feelings. Do you remember the song Love is Blue? Da, da, da,
Yes.
da,
Yeah.
da, 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 da.
Yeah.
And I made up my own words to that song because to me that song was so sad and heartfelt.
How old were you at the time?
I don't know, first grade or something.
Wow. Okay.
Because I couldn't believe we had to say goodbye to the dog. But he was a big German Shepherd, and he became a canine dog. And then we read about him in the newspaper and how he had become a hero and stuff. So then we were happy. But anyway, that's the first time I remember music moving me. But then a story right around that same time. In kindergarten, I loved to sing, and we were having a parade around the room and singing. And the teacher said, well, I hear all of the voices, but I hear one voice above all the others. And that is Krisanthi. And I thought I was in trouble because she pointed me out. And I thought, oh no. And she said, would you like to sing for everybody? And I said, okay. So she picked me up and put me on the piano bench because I was little. Wow. And I stood on the bench, and she had me sing for the whole class, and everybody clapped. And I was like, wow.
That's very cool. And how old were you then?
5. I was in kindergarten, 5 years old.
Now, was there music in your family? Did your mom sing or dad or anything like that? Or?
Yes. Neither of them professionally, but both of them. My mother played piano and, at home, and sang. But again, not for anybody to hear except for me. And my dad also sang. He didn't play an instrument. He sang, was in a lot of community theater. In fact, we were in community theater together, my dad and I.
Oh, nice.
Which I thought was a drag at the time, because who wants your father at rehearsal with you, But then, later in life, I loved singing with him. Wow. And again, neither of them were professional, but they both had a love for music. So, yes.
Yeah. When did you start to play piano?
Well, I started taking lessons in the 3rd grade, but before lessons, I just begged my mother, like, please, could I take piano lessons? And I would try to teach myself how to play songs.
Yeah.
Now I was teaching myself to play songs. And when she realized how serious I was about it, then she's like, okay, now I know you really want this. So then I started lessons in third grade. And it
Excellent.
was just loved it. I ate it up and learned really quickly. And I started writing songs fairly young as well.
Nice. Now, when you said lessons, was it strictly classical, or did you do pop songs or anything like that? Or?
Strictly classical. And
Oh,
now I teach piano and I make sure that I do not do that because I hated piano lessons. I
oh
loved
no.
playing piano, but I
Yeah.
hate my lessons.
Oh
So it
no.
was like I loved playing, but then I'm like, oh, these songs. Nobody's ever heard of these songs. I wanted to play
Yeah.
something that I was familiar to me. She wouldn't even
Right.
let me play The Entertainer. Da 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 da.
Oh,
Like
that's a real,
that's a
yeah.
real song, but
Yeah.
it wasn't classical. So
No, well, yeah.
anyway,
But now you play drums as well. I see drums behind you. And
yeah,
tell me
yes.
about what's on the wall there. It looks like guitars, ukuleles, and you play
Yes,
that too?
I play there's an electric ukulele and an acoustic ukulele, which I play. I don't play well, but I play.
Yeah.
The mandolin I don't play.
Uh-huh.
The guitar-lele is a combination of guitar and ukulele. I play that a little.
Huh.
Piano is really my main instrument. I
Yeah.
also play drums, fairly well.
Yeah. Excellent.
I mean, I'm certainly not excellent, but I'm
Yeah.
decent. And yeah, there's other things over here. I might have other percussion instruments and where you can't see. But anyway,
So
yes.
I'm interested in your trajectory to become a professional musician. At what point in your life did you decide I'm going to make this my career? Was that like junior high school, after college, or you know?
Right away, as early as I can remember,
Wow. So you really from the very beginning knew you were going to be a musician. That's exciting. Yeah.
Yes, I always say it's a permanent condition to be. You can't you can't help it. It's
That
it's
is
with
wonderful.
you. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, I guess well, my first professional job, I was in high school. I think it was my junior year of high school, and I was in some community theater in this group, like a not children, but teenager group. And
Hmm.
the guy running it said that he knew of a place that was looking for us to perform. Anyway, so he chose me and this other boy, and we sang at a restaurant one night a week.
Hmm.
And we had to each do one set, and then we sang songs together. And we made like $40 or something, which was exorbitant. It was way more than I was making at McDonald's.
Yes.
That was my real job after school, was I was working
Right.
at McDonald's. And it took
Sure.
me $40 was my whole week's pay, or
Yeah.
maybe even, I don't even know what minimum wage was.
Right. I think
But
it was $2.25 or something.
yeah, I don't know. But anyways, but I thought, wow, I can make money singing. This is incredible. And
Hmm.
that's when I realized like that it could become my profession. And it did.
That's wonderful.
So
Well, let's listen to some of your material, and I'm first going to show people your website. So let me do this. I'm going to share the screen here and
sure.
share the sound. And so this is your website. And by the way, it's wonderful because there's so much on it. I was just, the other day I was looking at all the venues you played. Oh my God, this list goes on and on and on. Look at all these places. I didn't even know all these venues existed. It's just amazing. I mean, this is like a life list. This is amazing. So on and on and on, just keep scrolling down. My God, that's just impressive as hell.
Well,
And wonderful reviews, photos, and also there's a tip jar, which I thought was great. I love the fact you got merchandise. So not only CDs, but a t-shirt, Spark It Up. You'll have to tell us what the story is behind it. I see you drinking out of one of these things. So
yes,
this
I
is,
actually love these. My little
yeah,
they're like insulated, so they keep you drink cold all day. And I mean, I really do love them.
I love that. I've never seen anything like that before. That's wonderful. And
Yeah, so
so, yeah,
the merchandise is from my piano bar, my virtual piano bar that I do on Friday nights.
yeah,
My saying is "Spark It Up," so that's why the T-shirts say "Spark It Up," and
okay,
and the tip jar is also for the piano bar. I don't expect people to just tip me for any reason, but
yeah. Well,
when I'm
and by the
playing,
way, for a minor fee, people can see you live on Friday nights, but also you have that all archived as well. And do they do that through
yeah, if you
Facebook?
go
What's the
to
best way to get to you?
go back to the website if you would please,
Yeah, sure.
back to the page. Yeah, go to the top there where it says calendar.
Okay.
So click on that.
Yeah.
And there's my piano bar information right there.
Excellent.
And if
Excellent.
you click on the Krisanthi 5 on YouTube Live, that will take you to all of the past shows that I've ever done.
Yes. Yeah. I've been on there. It's beautiful. It's just wonderful stuff. And you go for about an hour and a half each time, right?
Yep, 7:30 to 9 on Friday nights.
Very nice. Very
Yep.
nice. Oh my God, that's great.
It's a different
Also-
theme every week, and I've been doing it 3 years. We just had the 3-year anniversary show, and I can't believe it. So,
Now,
but
was that even before COVID then that you were doing this?
no, COVID hit in March of 2020.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it probably hit sooner than that, but that's when we all hit lockdown.
Sure. Yeah.
And so I meant to just do it as a one-time show, and just because I had lost all of my gigs. So performing is my
Right.
full-time job. It's my only job.
Yeah.
And so all of my source of income was completely gone. And plus just my connection with my audience. So I thought, well,
course.
I'm gonna do like a
Yeah.
one-time show just to like connect with people. And if people want to tip me, they can, but they don't have to. And so I did the show, and then it went really well. And everyone said, can you please do this again next week? So I did. And then I continued it through COVID. But then when COVID started to lift and the restrictions started to lift and people could go back out again, people still wanted me to keep doing the show. So
Yeah.
here I am 3 years later.
I
So now,
bet you get people from all over the place too. They're not just local, right?
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
Got a woman in Japan that watches,
Wow.
South Africa, my friend
Yeah.
Zola, Hawaii, all over the United States, Canada. So it's really cool. And now we have this like online community where people, I call my people sparklers, my people that watch the
Yeah.
show.
And you
So
got about 1,000 people in your mailing list. You got a huge fan base, and even more.
I'm
Yeah,
so
that's just-
lucky.
yeah.
I'm so fortunate to have these wonderful, wonderful people.
Well, I think you've earned it, and they're lucky to have you. So that's wonderful. So let's
Well,
listen to this first song. You want to tell us a little bit about One Slow? Hang on, let me get to it here. One Slow Dance.
Sure.
Love this piece.
So One Slow Dance a Day, well, musically, I wrote this when I was first learning about 1-6-2-5 chord progression. I mean, I knew what 1-6-2-5 chord progression before that. So it wasn't but I was just learning more about it. I was taking a jazz piano class. And I thought, I'm going to try to write a song using that chord progression. So, and I wanted to write an AABA for anyone that's familiar with song structure. AABA is the form, 32 bars. So each section is 8 bars. And I set out to do that, and then I wanted it to be heartfelt. So then the lyrics are heartfelt, but the music was really just thought out. And then when I wrote it, the first exciting thing was that I came in second place in the Billboard World Song Contest with this song. The world, I was shocked.
Oh my God!
Got the award on my wall. That was awesome. And then it got picked up by a couple of TV shows, and that's when it was first played on a show called Passions on NBC, which isn't on anymore. Then One Life to Live, then Parenthood, then anyway, it's been in a lot of stuff. So, with all that huge buildup.
This says My Backyard because My Backyard's the actual album cover. Is that true?
My Backyard's the album cover.
We'll listen to that too in a minute. Yeah. Excellent. So we probably will listen to all of this because we have so much to cover, but I would definitely want to listen to the first through the sax solo.
Sure. Sounds good.
One slow dance a day. I love when we take time to play. One slow dance makes our romance stay. Lunch at a cafe. Come get me and take me away. Let's talk about things that we don't always say. We rush in the across the floor just to grab the ringing phone. Our backyard needs mowing, and while the list keeps growing, we still need time alone. One love song to play. There's always too much to do anyway. But one slow dance is the best part of the day.
I love this thing. I love the way who's this guy that's the person that was hi, you know who that was? You know who that was?
Oh, sorry, I couldn't hear what you were saying.
I just remembered when I lower the volume, you can't hear my voice either. Just wondering who
Oh.
the sax player was. It's just beautiful. The sax.
That's John Payne playing
That's
saxophone.
John
and,
Payne? Oh my God. Yeah.
John Payne, I used to be the lead singer in his band, and he's quite a guy. He played with Bonnie Raitt and
Oh my God.
Van
I used to
Morrison.
take lessons
and-
with I used to take lessons with Louis Levin, who was one
Oh,
of
you
his
can't, oh
yeah.
yeah.
Small
Oh my
world.
gosh.
Wow. I hadn't heard John
Right.
Payne's name in a long time.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know.
wow.
He's such a great musician.
Wow.
And he played that so heartfelt, and
Mm,
I remember him telling me about his feelings when he was playing it. So yeah,
really?
he's a great sax player.
Well, you know, I just today I was telling you earlier about my wife has had a stressful day, and we just turned this on and danced a little bit in the kitchen. It's just a gorgeous song. And you know, it's like what Ben Franklin said: one apple a day, one slow dance a day. We all should do that every day. We should have one slow dance. I think it's good for your health, good for your relationship, good for your well-being, and just
Thank
listening to
you.
the music is just helpful and restful. That's just beautiful. So thank you for that. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, so I wrote that for my spouse, Barbara, and we used to do one slow dance a day. Now it's more like one slow dance a week, but we still make sure we find the time. And
Oh, that's wonderful. That's
so
wonderful.
anyhow.
Yeah. So now, how did you get this promoted, or how did you get it known out there? What was the way to go about doing that? So,
Well, I
was it-
entered it into that contest, the
Okay,
Billboard
yeah,
World Song Contest. I just,
yeah,
I just entered it and
yeah.
didn't think I'd hear anything. And then, and that's one of those contests where there's actual judges that vote for you. I can't stand these contests where it's really just a popularity and you have to get all your friends to vote for you, because
Right.
that's just ridiculous. But this
Yes.
was actual people in the industry that chose my song. So
Yeah.
that meant more to me than a popularity.
Sure. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And then the
Yeah.
TV shows. So I work with a couple of publishers that place songs in TV shows and things like that. And so the person I was working with back then I guess this was in like the late 90s or the early 2000s, the TV show was looking for a romantic song, and he submitted that song and they accepted it. And so that's how it got. And so the publisher gets 50% and the writer gets 50% when it gets royalties and stuff. So it's advantageous for the publisher to find placement for it, because they're gonna, benefit from it as well. So that's how I got it in.
Wonderful. Oh, that's great. Now, this next thing is very timely because this was, I assume, after the whole COVID thing where we couldn't even get anywhere near each other.
Yes, that's my niece. That's my niece Carrie that I'm about to hug.
Oh, I love it. So you got a whole bunch of people here that you know personally in this video.
Some of them I know, and other people I just asked if they had any pictures of them hugging somebody, and people sent in pictures to me.
Oh,
And
nice.
so a lot of them I don't know. And so Carrie, my niece, had a baby during COVID, and she would introduce the baby to us on a video screen every day, and we would say hi to the baby. So the baby at least would know who we were when we met her in person. So this is
Oh,
the first
wow.
time. The first time I got to hold the baby was during. You'll see it at the end of the video.
Wow. Oh, this is
finally
great.
get
All
her.
right.
So
Hug a million times.
tired of being alone. You're there on my phone. I can't tell if you've been crying. I feel part of me is dying. Every day's the same, playing the waiting game. It's just the way it is right now, on our own and learning how. Oh, but I don't like it this way, and I can't wait for the day when I can look at you and finally say, it feels so good to be together. Let's hug a million times. It feels like it has been forever. Let's hug a million. I just want you to know that I'm not letting you go until we get to hug a million times. It's like we're in a movie scene, eating dinner through a screen. I can't wait until we're able to be across the dinner table. Every day's so long, trying to stay strong. I just wanna lay in bed. I take a walk to clear my head. Oh, and then I look up and see it's you, you're running to me. Please tell me we can hug a million times. It feels so good to be together. Let's hug a million times. It feels like it has been forever. Let's hug a million. I just want you to know that I'm not letting you go until we get to hug a million times. It feels so good to be together. Let's hug a million times. It feels like it has been forever. Let's hug a million times. It feels so good to be together. Let's hug a million times. It feels like it has been forever. Let's hug a million times. It feels so good to be together. Let's hug a million times. It feels like it has.
That is really wonderful. Now, some of the other people look like they might have been friends of yours too in there at various places. So, but anyway, that was just beautiful. Very nice. Very
Yeah.
nice.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I get lots of requests to play that live, and I always
Mhm.
get the audience to sing the chorus with me because it's hopefully catchy.
Oh yeah. By the way, is that you whistling in there too? Are you a
Yeah.
good whistler? I can't whistle like that. That's great.
I can't. I have lipstick on right now. I'm not a very good whistler with lipstick.
No, okay.
Yeah, there we go.
When I feed the birds in the morning, I have a little whistle that I do so they know that the
Oh.
bird feed's there. But sometimes it comes out. I just can't do it.
Yeah, exactly.
But now, did you also take voice lessons? You have such a beautiful voice. Did you have to develop that, or is
Oh,
this
thank you. Yeah, I took voice lessons kind of after I already started singing professionally.
Yeah.
Just to make sure I was singing correctly. And, even now I go back to a vocal, coach every
Yeah.
now and then just to make sure that everything's in check and,
Yeah.
keep my voice healthy. And I've got all sorts of good habits that I've developed over the years, keeping my voice healthy. And, so yes, that's the long answer to that question.
Okay. Now this is a very cute skit, Orders from Headquarters. And how did you come up with that title? Is there a story behind that?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So my grandmother lived with me, lived with the family when
Yeah.
she was my dad's mother,
Uh-huh.
came over here from Greece, and she was Greek and very traditional, and she had her ways and everything. She was
Yeah.
really fun. You know, we loved her. She was a lot of fun. But anyway, when my parents would go out and she was in charge, she made up that expression herself. Orders from headquarters, you know, that meant she was in charge. Orders from headquarters, like all night long, we'd be saying, Yaya, grandmother in Greek is Yaya. Yaya, can I do such and such? Orders from headquarters, you know, that was her answer. So anyway, she died when I was 19 years old. So it's been a long time since I've seen her, but I talk about her all the time. And so I wrote this song about her, but in the first person. So it's like I become her by telling you about her. I become her. So this is me pretending I'm her.
Yes. Now, whoever videography here cut off your head a little bit, but I think it's still hilarious and wonderful. And so, without further ado, this is Orders from Headquarters. Just love it.
I live with my son and his family. I'm happy to be here, all right. My son and his wife are in charge of the kids, but when they go out for the night, I have my orders from headquarters. My grandson and granddaughters, listen when I say I have my orders from headquarters. No more drink of waters, time to go to bed. Can we stay up instead? Okay. Granddaughter puts on my music. We do the Greek dance with a jump. Then she plays her favorite records and teaches me to do the bump. The next day, a friend comes to play with her, and when she comes in, I say halt. I find out her last name, she's not Greek. Well, that's okay, it's not her fault. Orders from headquarters, grandson and granddaughters. Listen when I say I have my orders from headquarters. No more drink of waters, time to go to bed. Can we stay up instead? Okay. I saw the kids' costumes for Halloween night and tell them don't go out too far. All day I've been begging to stand in the door and give everyone baklava. The kids come home running in circles. I tell them be careful, don't fall. They say that they love me, but then they keep running. I might as well talk to the wall. I have my orders from headquarters, my grandson and granddaughters. Listen when I say I have my orders from headquarters. No more drink of waters, time to go to bed. Can we stay up instead? Okay. The phone rings and I take the message. Mr. Keen, Mr. Quinn, Mr. King. One of those names is the right one. Next time I'll just let it ring. The kids have a party with ice cream. I pay them $25 to climb and reach to my blackberry brandy. So everyone has a good time. I have my orders from headquarters, grandson and granddaughters. Listen when I say I have my orders from headquarters. No more drink of waters, time to go to bed. Can we stay up instead? No. Benedicta, good night.
I love that. Was that a Baka event by any chance?
That was a Baka event. that was the music of me and Harriet Goldberg, who's also a songwriter.
Oh yeah.
And Harriet doesn't perform her own songs, so I sang a couple of hers, as did Dane Van Adder,
Ah,
and then I performed my own. It was at the TCAN, I think that was, or Amazing Things. I can't remember now if that was at
Yeah.
Amazing Things Art Center or TCAN, but anyway, the whole show was music by me and by Harriet.
I know you have a CD out of Harriet's tunes too, I believe, on your website. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it's her CD, and I sing on a good amount of that CD. So I told her that I'd put a link to it on my website. Yeah, she writes great music.
Excellent. Oh, that's great. Okay, let's move on to the next one, which is My Backyard. Do you want to give us a little background on that?
Sure. So a lot of people ask me how I started singing, and this kind of tells that story. Yeah, I wrote this at a difficult time of my life where things were not going well,
Hmm.
to say the least. Things were not going well, and I thought, how did this happen? I was going through a legal battle with somebody that took advantage of
Oh
you know,
boy.
financial situation where it was
Mhm.
really just a bad situation.
Oh.
And I was leaving the courthouse. I thought, how did this happen? All I ever wanted to do was sing in my backyard, and
Yeah.
now here I am. So I wrote it as a cathartic thing. I never thought I would perform it out for anyone because it was way too personal.
Hmm.
And a few years after I wrote it, I decided to sing it out once. And I got such a huge response. People were like, oh my God, that was like my backyard. And I said, really?
Hmm.
I didn't think
Mhm.
anyone could relate to it because it was such a personal story. But
Yeah.
then I had so many people, and then a guy from New York City asked if he could sing it in his cabaret show, and we went to the show and watched him sing my song. It was bizarre. And now
Oh, that
since
is, yeah.
a lot of cabaret singers have sung this song, but
Nice.
that's always so weird to hear somebody sing your song that you wrote about such a personal story.
Yeah. Isn't that a great feeling though? Just to know that your song is out there. I
Yeah.
especially love your reference to the squeak of the swing sounded like it was saying your name. I thought that was very interesting.
And that is true. So my family calls me Christy, and I remember swinging, and it would go, "Rusty, rusty, rusty."
Oh,
Like,
speaking of your family, before we do this, I did want to ask you, so what was it like to grow up Greek? Because obviously you have a Greek background, you're a Greek
yeah.
grandmother. And
Well, back to the orders from headquarters. Every
Yeah.
word of that song is true. Like,
Oh my
she
God.
really did. My father would put her blackberry brandy up on a high shelf because he's like, Ma, you can't be drinking when you're watching the kids. Not that she drank a lot, but she did have a glass of brandy every now and then. So anyways, she would pay us a quarter to go up to the top of the shelf and get it for her.
Get out of here. Oh my God, that's
I
hilarious.
swear. And she really did make baklava on Halloween. Like,
Wow.
kids would come to the door looking for a Snickers bar, and she'd be baking all day. Baklava,
I love that's one of my favorite things, which I can't have too much of because I'm not supposed to have a lot of sugar. But by the way, did your family speak Greek in the house? Do you speak Greek?
Yes, I speak Greek, Milao Nikaliko, which means I speak Greek a little.
Yeah.
When I performed in Greece a couple of years ago, my Greek came back to me as I was immersed in it and hearing it every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
But I used to speak it pretty fluently as a kid. But then when my grandmother died, I stopped speaking it, and my dad spoke it as well. But then he passed away. So there's really no opportunities to speak it. So
Right.
I don't speak as
Yeah.
well anymore. But yeah, my parents are from the United States, but my grandparents were all from Greece.
Right.
So
Yeah. That's wonderful. Okay, so this is My Backyard, just a beautiful piece.
thank you.
Back when I was a little girl, my backyard was the whole wide world. And I would dream of spotlights in the clouds. Friendly trees became applauding crowds. And the creaking of the swing set always seemed to chant my name. So I would stand upon a rock to face my fenced-in fame. I used to sing in my backyard before my heart was scarred, and only the birds were there to please. I think I'll sing in my backyard, and if my life gets hard, I'll just keep singing to the rhythm of the breeze. As time went on, singing songs became my trade. The nights were long, but the bills were always paid. To reach the top, well, deep down I knew I could. I met Mr. Slick and Mr. Hollywood. Well, they said, now pack your songs up and move your dreams right into town. But promises to bring me up would only bring me down. But I used to sing in my backyard before my heart was scarred, and only the birds were there to please. I think I'll sing in my backyard, and if my life gets hard, I'll just keep singing to the rhythm of the breeze. When did all the leaves begin to fall in my backyard? How could such a joy become such hell? Someday when I'm riding high and people want to know why it's in my blood, then I will tell that I used to sing in my backyard before my heart was scarred, and only the birds were there to please. I think I'll sing in my backyard, and if my life gets hard, I'll just keep singing to the rhythm of the breeze. I'll just keep singing to the rhythm of the breeze.
I think you're muted. I see your mouth
Yeah, I'm
moving.
muted. What I love about this too is it's almost like a crossover into country too, in a way, you know?
Yeah, I think it could absolutely have a country arrangement. It has the right chord progression for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. If I had guitar and the right arrangement, it could certainly be a country song for sure.
So tell me, who influenced you? What singers did you listen to, and what you still maybe do? Who do you like to listen to, and what do you think influenced you in your career?
Singers or songwriters?
Or both, yeah.
My singers. Well, as a kid, I listened to records, by Donny Osmond and the Jackson Five, and those kind of songs. The songwriter, I would say Stevie Wonder, absolutely. Just love Stevie Wonder. I can never get tired of him. Paul McCartney, Billy Joel, Elton John, Carole King. So songwriters, that would be my songwriter. And then for musical theater, my favorite songwriters in musical theater would be Stephen Schwartz and Kander and Ebb. Those are my favorite theater writers that I kind of try to emulate my theater writing towards. But my pop writing, kind of all the people that I just mentioned. And then singers, well, I get compared to Karen Carpenter a lot. I don't mean to sound like her. We have
no, definitely.
Similar,
I can see that, sure.
Timbres of our voices. And
yes, wonderful.
So I like that kind of a smooth sound.
Yeah.
I have a husky voice. Again, that's just my
great voice. Great voice. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, so we got 6 more songs to do in about 15 minutes. So I may cut some of these back a little bit. Which ones though do you not want to cut back? Is it okay to cut this one back a little bit, move on, just to do?
Sure, we could take this to when the sax solo comes in. Sure. Now this is a song that that I wrote with Bob Levy. So Bob Levy is a wonderful songwriter also.
Mm.
And this is the only song I've ever I've co-written a couple of songs. I shouldn't say that. I have co-written a couple of songs, but I don't usually co-write songs. I usually write music and lyrics myself.
Mhm.
I just prefer it that way. I know what I want for an idea, and it's easier to just write it all by
Oh,
myself.
so these are Bob Levy's lyrics, and you wrote the music to it.
Yes, and
Ah,
so he wrote the lyrics first, and when he asked me to write music to it, I said, no, I don't know how to write music to lyrics. I always write an initial
yeah,
idea all together, then I finish the music, then I put the lyrics to the music. But
right.
this was like the opposite direction. So I
Yeah.
said, all right, I will give it a try. I listened to the syllables of the rhythm that his lyrics already created, and then I wrote the
Mhm.
music around it. And we were both really pleased with the way it came out. So yeah, it's called
Wonderful.
Move On.
All right.
People strive to find perfection in a blind, imperfect world. People dive with apprehension for that oyster with a pearl. Some may try the path that's winding to find where their fortune lies. Others find their fortune in their lover's eyes. Rivers flow in all directions into cold and crystal seas. People go with good intentions, seeking gold in muddy streams. Wise men choose the truth to guide them, even through love's darkest days. But a fool who lies hurts love in heartless ways. Move on, move on, get on with your life. Move on, move on, love that cruel cuts like a knife. Some may see a glass half empty, you perceive that glass half full. Some reject the love they're getting, and they push instead of pull. You can never make them love you, and it's best to let them go. That's the only way to save your heart and soul. Move on, move on, get on with your life. Move on, love that cruel cuts like a knife.
Yeah.
I'm on mute there. Yeah, I love that. Wow. You know, in this case, your voice sounds a little bit like Sade. I don't know if you've
Oh
had
yeah, I
that.
love Sade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh my
that's
God, just really pretty. Yeah,
that
very
smooth
nice.
sound. I love her. I love Roberta Flack. That kind of just
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
So,
very
thank
nice.
you.
Very nice. Okay, let me get out of this and then get to our next one, which is I've always been cool. And I know that there's a story. The only reason I want to play this one is the story behind it. So if you tell us a little bit of the story, we'll just play a minute of it or so. But I think it's a
Sure.
great story.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, the other answer to how did you start singing besides My Backyard is I used to sing at recess at school. And this was like in the 4th grade. And I used to call myself Chris Cool because I thought I was cool.
Mm,
And my 4 best friends were my backup singers, Cynthia Sensational, Betty Beautiful, Melissa Marvelous, and Linda Lovely.
love
And
it.
we would stand behind a tree, and then they would come out first and introduce me, and then I would come out and I wrote all the songs, and we would
Wow.
sing in harmony. And anyway, so I wrote this song called I've Always Been Cool. So there you go.
Nice. Okay. I love it.
Thanks.
I was never voted as the best looking, but people always look to see what I've got. And I was never great at home cooking, but I know how to keep things hot. I was never the most popular, but I didn't walk home alone from school. 'Cause one thing that I had, and everybody knew it, but I've always been cool. As cool as a cucumber out of the fridge, as cool as the view from the Brooklyn Bridge, as cool as the sunglasses on your face, as cool as the walking bass. I used to sit alone in the summertime sun, just like the lifeguard at a swimming pool.
When did you write this? Were you still in high school when you wrote this, or was this later?
No, I wrote it later.
Yeah. So when you popped out of a tree, who played the music in the background? Was someone playing guitar, or did you all do a cappella back then?
Oh, when I was in fourth grade, you
Yeah.
oh, it was all a cappella. We sang into a stick, a stick was our microphone. And yeah. Oh, I'm Chris Cool.
I love it.
Anyway.
That's great. That's great.
So yeah, so that's that one. In fact, my new musical that we talked about briefly is all new songs, except for 2 songs that I had already previously written, and this is one of them. That song, I've Always Been Cool, is now going to be sung by the host of this thing. His name is Chris Coolison, and I rewrote some of the lyrics to accommodate the musical, and he will be singing I've Always Been Cool. So and then is Congratulations the next one?
Yeah, and this is one I noticed you also did this for someone special for their graduation or something too, but separately, right? You
Yes, I rewrote it as Congratulations on Graduation, but the original version is this version we're about to hear, just called Congratulations. And I'm also reusing this one in my new musical at the end of the musical when there's a big wedding. This song will be used, and so it's about congratulating somebody for getting married.
I love it.
We give you a congratulations. We give you a standing ovation. We give you a big celebration. We give you a congratulations. Kiss the bride, have your dance, make a toast for lifelong romance. Cut the cake, toss the bouquet, how's the honeymoon getaway? And we give you a congratulations. We give you a standing ovation. We give you a big celebration. We give you a congratulations.
Now, was there something that triggered this congratulatory thing? Was it backstory to why you built the song in the first place?
I was in a wedding band, and I played so many weddings. I can't even tell you. I think I've played over 1,000 weddings.
Wow.
We used to do about 100 a year, and I did it for so many years. So yeah, well over 1,000. So I guess just because I thought there's no real song about congratulating somebody for getting married. There's
That's
all these songs.
Yeah.
But they weren't like congratulations for getting married. So
Right.
I just wrote it for that reason.
I love it. Now, this is Wayne. Want to give us the backstory? on
So
that?
Wayne, so back in the Chris Cool days was when I was friends with Wayne. So we met as little kids, and he was not part of my Chris Cool group, but he was one of my close friends. And later on in my 20s, I decided to get together with all my elementary school friends, and I couldn't find Wayne. And everyone was like, "Why didn't you invite Wayne?" I said, "Because I couldn't find him." And I just, had lost touch and couldn't find this was before the internet, so I couldn't Google him or anything. Anyway, I finally did find him. And when I ran into his great aunt, and she gave me his phone number. And as I was driving home that day, I was like, oh my gosh, Wayne, do you realize how long it has been? And I wrote this song about him. And we've since finally seen each other, and he loves the song.
Wow,
And but yeah, it's just about a longtime friend that you haven't seen in a long time.
that's great.
Wayne, do you realize how long it has been? Wondered if I'd ever see you again. Now it's blowing my mind. I never thought I would find you again. I remember Wayne was a boy that I met in 3rd grade. When I think of the jokes that we played, we were troubled together and buddies forever. Oh, Wayne, so many years have gone by. Are you that same tender guy I once knew, my old friend? Do you remember way back when nobody knew how to pretend that they were any better, playing in our school shoes, getting by together then? Do you remember way back when our biggest thrill was turning 10 and passing notes across the room just to tell me I would always be your friend?
You know, there's something about a shared experience with someone that, you know, you spend time with, and then you look back. I'm about to go to my 50th reunion of college, you know, and just people that you know, have this whole experience with, and you still keep in touch, and it just gives you an incredible perspective. So
Yeah, somebody
that's,
that knew you when you know somebody as a kid, and they knew your family, and it's totally
yeah,
different than a friend that you make when you're an adult. You know, it's a
right,
whole
right.
different connection. And then seeing them again, it's like you feel like kids again when you're together.
Yeah. Is he
Uh,
still a nice guy?
oh my God, the nicest. You know,
Nice. Great.
are you the same tender guy? Oh my God,
Yeah, I
so
love it.
kind and gentle and such a sweet, sweet man.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow. That's wonderful. I'm glad you guys were reconnected. So
Yeah.
tell us now about this musical, because we're going to play two
Yeah, so the
pieces from
big
it.
news, I told everybody if they watch
Yeah.
the interview, they'd hear my exciting news. So
Yeah.
I wrote this musical called Reality Romance. It's a parody of The Bachelor, the TV show The Bachelor. That's why it's called
Mhm.
Reality Romance, because reality TV. And my collaborator Bianca Vranciano wrote the book, and I wrote the music and the lyrics. And but the exciting news is we have a theater that's producing it. The Mass Art Center in Mansfield will be producing it this September,
Wow.
28th, September 28th through October 8th. I can finally announce it because I was waiting for them to announce their season.
Yeah.
Their upcoming season. We're kicking off their upcoming season in September. We're so excited. So anyway, so the song is about, I mean, the show is about, as I said, the TV show The Bachelor. And if you've never seen it, it's about a whole bunch of girls trying to date the same guy.
And by the end of this thing, one of them has to
Ridiculous.
marry him. That's the crazy part of it.
It's
Yeah.
really, it's so ridiculous, which is why
Yeah.
I wrote the musical, because
Good for
I thought
you.
these people are such characters. You know, there's always like the villain girl, and then there's the emotional girl, and the, you know, the daffy girl. There's just these particular characters that always present themselves, and they
Yeah.
all want to be chosen. So this song is called Pick Me, because it's like, please pick me. And this is me singing all of the parts, but in the musical, you'll hear the actual actors in the cast. This is a full-blown production we're doing at the Mass Art Center, so you'll see the whole cast. But
I
right now,
love it.
you'll just hear me.
Excellent. Okay, here we go.
There's so many other girls here in this place. How can I get him to remember my face? Because if we wanna go far, we have to show him how awesome we are. Pick me, oh please don't let me go home. Pick me, don't ever let me go home. I'm the girl for you, I know it's true. I got a sign from above. Pick me, oh please don't let me go home. Pick me, don't ever let me go home. Well, you don't know me, but it's meant to be. We will be falling in love. Pick me. I'm pretty and smart and I like to have fun. I'm nutty and slutty and I carry a gun. And in the next month of his life, I'll go from a total stranger to his wife. I'll be the girl everybody will know. Might not be in love, but I'll still win the show. And if I don't win, you can bet I'll be the best ever new bachelorette. Pick me, oh please don't let me go home. Pick me, don't ever let me go home. I'm the girl for you, I know it's true. I got a sign from above. Pick me, oh please don't let me go home. Pick me, don't ever let me go home. Well, you don't know me, but it's meant to be. We will be falling in love. Pick me. I'll keep this sash on my dress. I'm an emotional mess. I will be his funny clown.
So that is exactly what I think of The Bachelor. It's exactly my whole take on it. How many songs are in this thing that you wrote?
14. There's 23
Wow.
songs, but 9 of them are reprises.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
14 songs.
Wow, that's great.
Anyway,
That-
yeah,
just
it's
the whole
really-
idea that you came up with this idea of writing a musical. I mean, that is a big effort. That's impressive.
well, I've written one other one that was produced a couple of years ago, but
Oh,
I
really?
didn't have anything to do with that story. I just provided the music for it. But this
Oh,
one,
okay.
this was a real collaboration. So
Nice. Now this next one is this is the last one today. I just want to find love, and this is how it ends. Is that true?
this is also from the musical. So all of the girls that don't get chosen are just like, I just want to find love. They're just looking for a guy. They just want to find love. And so that's this song.
Excellent.
I want a lover, not like my brother. A guy who's into me and not another. Won't screw my mother. I want Prince Charming, someone who's calming. He works without a shirt, it's so alarming. He's into farming. He'll get down on one knee, vow his love for me. Will it ever be mine? I just wanna find love and be a happy wife forever. I just wanna find love and have a happy life together. I want a best friend, perfectly dressed friend, white picket fence and kids, a cozy nest friend. I'm so obsessed, friend. I'm hung up. I want a hottie who's kinda naughty, a guy who has a really smoking body, sits on the potty, poop. He'll take care of me, he'll be there for me, I will make him be mine. I just wanna find love and be a We all just want to find love and be a happy wife forever. We all just want to find love and have a happy life together. I just want to find, we just want to find, we all just want to find love.
That's just great.
And that's really the theme of the whole musical is we all just want to find love.
I love
Even
that
though
backbeat.
it's-
Oh my God.
Even though
Thank
it's
you so much,
ridiculous.
Krisanthi. I unfortunately have to bow out, but I'm going to ask you to stay for some Q&A after this. But really enjoyed tonight, and encourage people to go to your website to sign up for your Friday night events. They're just wonderful, and wish you the best. I do look forward to that musical. I want to get tickets to that. That's exciting. And I
Oh,
will tell you
thank
that
you.
I look forward to seeing more of you and seeing where you go with this from here. You've got a lot of promise ahead of you and lots of great things happening. So very
Thank you
excited.
so much for having me. I really appreciate it. So thank you.
Oh my God, it's my pleasure. Next month, we're going to have Sharon Chen, who I actually met on Facebook, and she went through a traumatic brain surgery, but came out of it okay. And she writes some very interesting classical music, and she's quite talented. But Krisanthi, I can't thank you enough. So I'm going to turn this over back to Hillary and wish you all a good night. Thank you for the Cummings Center, and thank you for the Jenks Center for all their wonderful contributions and support. Have a great night, everyone.
Thank you.